So again, Uzi isn't really the youngest. It's the Destroy Lonely and the Ken Carsons and the Yeats and there's like almost a new underground that really, the kids are paying attention to, definitely on TikTok and other places, but they haven't gotten that mainstream shine yet.
I need to be there. The older you get in music, you shouldn't be less vulnerable. Drake is at the top. You shouldn't have been more vulnerable earlier in your career. You shouldn't have been a better rapper earlier in your career. And if that's still there, which it clearly is, because he'll Instagram some bars. That shit he Instagram was heat this morning. Whatever the one that ended with the Toronto kids. That was heat. Nigga, put
just
it
read
on
that.
a project. I'm a core Drake fan. So, yeah, I was there for comeback season.
By the way, as I listened to this conversation, remember when me and Boom were talking, I was realizing, first of all, I don't think none of this stuff is that, like, personal and, like, people, like, trying to get... Well, Joe did get a little personal, but for the rest of people, I think we're finally seeing... Drake's fan base has always been, like, this huge monolith where even if you're 40 or you're 17, you're almost still okay with the content. I think we're finally at the point where everybody who is 31, 32 plus, right, that listen to Drake, and the niggas who are in their 20s and teens that listen to Drake, there's beef. There's beef because now the music, like Drake, one thing about Drake, he's always been great at making music for like this palette of people where international people would be fed. People who love R&B would be fed. The hip-hop purists who are backpack niggas who would be fed. Like, he would make music for a wide variety and a range of people, which is, by the way, always made it tough for him to make a bona fide classic because he has to make classic songs and put the shit together and still check all these boxes. We're finally at the point with Drake where I think the oldest of his supporters, which I think the oldest of his supporters call themselves the core, because they're under the assumption that if you're a core fan of Drake, you love So Far Gone, right? You love Thank Me Later and Take Care, and that kind of birthed him, and obviously nothing was the same, birthed him into this fucking phenom and Megatron that he becomes. So it's the first time we're seeing the top half of Drake's fan base are now beefing with the bottom half. Because, again, there is a lot of people that are saying, yo, no.